What is going on, YouTube? This is Vyse speaking, and welcome back to some more. And what might be the final time, guys? Some more Octopath 2, man. In the last episode, I'm pretty sure we completed Agnia's story, but none of that matters now, guys. Can we just cut straight to the point? None of it matters, guys. You want to know what the freak I did between the last episode and this one? It's been so much. Let me begin to explain. First things first, whoa, level 70 on half my party members. Where the freak did that come from? Well, I was doing some grinding with a little guy called Alrond. You might remember him. I looked up, you know, the most efficient way to grind levels. I picked that one. I thought that was a decent method. He decided to multiply our XP by 100 in one of the battles, and so they sort of just shot through the roof. I'm not complaining. The rest of these guys, I also did the same thing. The goal was to have everybody level 60. Similar to Octopath 1, but hey, we freaking take those. I'm not gonna complain for a singular second. Okay? Also, I did every last one of the remaining crossed paths, and guys, these stories, I think, are beginning to converge, okay? We got a lot of weirdness. I will admit, I'm still not crazy about them. But the one I wish I recorded was Ochet and Casty's. That one was actually a really good one. I definitely recommend you guys play through that. I just love the atmosphere that it created, right? There was this entity who sounded a little similar to, you know, a name I said in episode 1 of this playthrough that you might remember. A little, I don't know why everybody's little today. I don't know what's up with that. But this entity, Vyse, okay? And this is all I'm gonna say, all right, guys? We're gonna be here for a while. So I'm gonna just say it up front. If you're gonna tell me that I predicted the final boss of this game in episode 1, you come on, guys. You gotta either like or subscribe or something. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, guys. Because who else is now? Okay, maybe it was obvious to some people. It still has not been confirmed yet. I don't technically know that Vyse is the final boss. But listen, that's why we're here, man. And yeah, I could do all this rambling, but it's, you know, at the end of the day, we just gotta get things going. So after completing all of the all of the cross paths, this extra stories little pop-up thing came up in the Southern Cropdale Trail, which is why I'm here, you might have been wondering. I guess it only makes sense to begin to investigate. Oh, guys, it's just kind of crazy to consider that this might be the final episode of this playthrough. I don't know if it is. If this post-game is actually, you know, 10 hours long, which I doubt, then we'll make multiple episodes. If not, this might be it, guys. This just might be it. I just want to see if I have any evasive maneuvers, and Oswald does have us covered. Oh my gosh. Who would have ever thought, guys, that it would all end here? I don't even know if I've ever been here, to be completely honest with you. But how fitting. This looks just about right. If our journey were to end anywhere, this is a beautiful place to set the scene. Oh goodness. The journey for the dawn draws near. If you proceed, the actions you take will be limited for a while. Any tales you wish to experience are best completed before the journey for the dawn, but the choice is yours. You can still save your progress after this point, but saving in a different slot is recommended? That's all you had to tell me. Let's begin the tale, guys. Let's wrap this thing up, man. Right off the bat.
The fire won't catch.
Okay, the whole group is working together for once?
Let's give it another go, Agnia. Every failure brings us one step closer to success, eh?
Right. We just have to keep trying.
Bro, look at the gang!
We've brought firewood, you two.
Oh my gosh!
Thank you so much, Casty.
Be careful. A fire's not worth getting wounded over.
If it's flames you want, I can do it.
Not so fast, partner. How else are we gonna work up a sweat?
If you insist on being so inefficient.
I mean, hey, Oswald has a point. Oh, this is just too cool.
We're back. we didn't find any beasts lurking about.
But we did find this water. Goodness, physical labor has never really agreed with me.
Temenos, I feel your pain, my friend.
There's nothing like a good meal after a hard day's work, Temenos.
Speaking of which, I wonder how the hunters are faring.
Heave! Heave! Ta-da! It's not a feast without a main course.
A feast? This is enough meat for a butcher shop.
I didn't think hunting would be so much fun.
You've got the stuff that great hunters are made of, Throne.
Ochette would know.
Oh, are you retiring from the cleaning business, Throne?
Mmm.
Quiet detective.
Temenos knows about that.
Well then, I believe that's most everything. All that remains is...
Everyone's counting on us to light up their evening. It's time to get serious, Particio.
Right you are, Agnia.
Oh, look at Throne with a collar. That is so cute.
Come on, Fire. You can do it.
We'll show this pile of sticks who's boss. There we go.
This will be a night to remember.
Oh, I bet it will,
I
man.
think you might be right.
I bet it will.
Now we feast.
I guess this is our celebration. What we get for wrapping things up in every traveler's respective journey.
This is nice. Truth be told, this isn't where I imagined my journey would take me.
I know what you mean.
As do I.
That's what makes journeys worth taking. You never know where you'll end up.
Oh, what's wrong? Are you cold?
Doubtless someone in Ku is gossiping about you at this very moment.
Perhaps they miss me as much as I miss them. My friends back home. I've learned much in our travels, and I hope I can use it to help my friends and nation.
I know you will, Hikari. And everyone's lives will be brighter for it.
Thank you.
Even after this journey ends, I'm going to keep on dancing around the world until I can dance no more.
Mind if I tag along? With Particio and Rock backing us, we can hop on a steam locomotive and bring smiles to every corner of the world.
That sounds amazing.
With one of those, you could save your feet for the important part, dancing. And I could extend a helping hand to places I've never even dreamt of.
Will you keep on with Air's apothecaries, Casti?
Oh man.
I want to resume my search for like-minded allies.
Now that's a dream I can get behind.
Yeah, me too.
I'm afraid there's one problem with this plan of yours. If you consider how many people there are in this world, then...
There's no room for logic in the realm of dreams, Professor.
Duly noted.
What'll you do, Oswald?
I have some unfinished business to conclude. There are many answers that have yet to be found.
Absolutely true. I mean, Harvey working with other people included,
Is that so?
that might just end up tying in.
It's writ plain on your face. You're worried about your daughter.
There's one answer found.
And what of you, Temenos? Have you found yours?
Almost. It's like a piece of meat stuck in between my teeth.
Ugh, I know what you mean. I hate that.
So, something's still troubling you, in other words?
Precisely.
So, your days as a detective aren't over yet then. Well, I'm here if you need an assistant. Assuming you can afford me, that is.
My goodness. You're awfully greedy for an assistant. Even if I said yes, I'm sure you have your own path in mind.
I do. I want to go somewhere far away. To a place that isn't on any map. A place no one knows about.
A place none have laid eyes upon.
That's a heck of a
We
dream.
all have such big hopes and dreams. I just want to feast every day. And to keep the people of Totohaha safe, of course. Should I be aiming higher?
No, that's a dream. Sounds like a dream to me.
Seems like you've got some meat stuck in your teeth.
Don't worry, Ochet. That's a fine dream.
And that's why she's wife material Casty, because she just knows what I'm thinking. Come on, guys. We've been over this.
I suppose it is. Look, a shooting star!
Whoa, okay, are things about to pop off? What's up with the shooting star now? Or is it just a regular shooting star and I'm just overreacting? Something's about to pop the freak off, though. Oh, that looks pretty normal.
I wonder what tomorrow will bring.
Come on, man. I'm just waiting for the point where everything goes to heck. I just know it's coming. Obviously. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The flames are being extinguished. You guys notice how the lights on the loading screen went totally dark? That's a beautiful detail. Oh my goodness. Hold on. This is where old dude fought Vyse. Guys, I called it, man. I called it. I know it has not been confirmed yet. But you already know I called it, man. Let's get this show on the road already. Oh my goodness, these people are knocked out. See, but Temenos' spidey sense is tingling.
A dream.
I had an odd dream. There was a dark place, somewhere completely unfamiliar.
And a dark fire was blazing.
I
I saw the same thing.
Wait. Are you yanking my chain? I saw it too.
We all had the same dream. Could it be a coincidence?
Well, the statistics of that would be astronomical, so likely not.
I very much doubt that.
I feel as if I've seen that place somewhere before.
If anybody knows, it's Temenos.
I slept like a baby full of milk, though. Huh. Is it still night?
Strange. Dawn should be upon us soon.
We should patrol the area.
I can barely see a thing.
The stars. They're all gone. And the sky is pitch black.
Something is amiss. This is no natural nightfall.
Oh, Chet?
I felt this. It's just like before. On your guard, everyone!
Wait, what? What like before? The frame rate is so low.
Something's coming, and it isn't friendly.
Yikes, Nintendo Switch moment.
It's here.
Oh, is it now?
I shall render my judgment.
Ugh. Let's get this over with.
What was that?
Casty and I have seen beasts like that before.
Yes, in the crossed path.
At the time, we had no idea what they were. Their nature.
I've seen them too.
Ooh. Oh yeah, Oswald did!
Resembles the one true magic wielded by Harvey.
Oswald did see them too. Guys, it's tying
He called
together.
it the Shadow.
It's all coming together now.
The shadow.
Come on now, we've all heard that name, right? Every single one of us dang near.
What is it?
I cannot say for certain. Not now, in any case.
Mysterious monsters. Just what we need.
We know next to nothing of this phenomenon. Not even the extent of its reach.
Does this shroud cover only this forest? Or is it much larger?
Ooh, good question.
Nothing for it but to check for ourselves.
And I'll explain why.
On that, I agree.
Well, we need to do something.
Unfortunately, we lack the information to know just what that something is.
I have an idea.
It seems this journey has not yet reached its end.
Ooh, that's a bar, Temenos. That's a bar.
Let's get on with it, shall we? The truth lies in the flame.
Wow. And the truth is gonna have to lie in the flame this time around. Eternal night, as we thought, has descended upon the world. Zawarudo, you heard that right. The travelers decide to set out on a final journey to find the cause. Your destination will not be shown on the radar. Search for clues and find your heading. 8 travelers. This is where, first, this is where I do a banter. Didn't know those were happening this time around. We've been waiting a while, and the sun still ain't rising. What in the world is going on? I don't know, but it's nothing good, that's for sure. If those strange monsters earlier were a product of this darkness, then we must figure out the cause of this long night, and soon. I couldn't agree more. First, we search for clues. Now you're talking. So where do we start? Come on now. You must have some idea, right? Why don't we look for places like this one? What do you mean? I mean other areas shrouded in the shadow. There are more? I can't say for sure, but it's the only heading we have. A fair point. Standing still will get us nowhere. Let's start by searching the area, or searching for other places blanketed in darkness. Alright, looks like it's time to hit the dusty trail once again. Well, they just confirmed it right there. I was gonna say though, the 4 lanterns, they showed them going out. Guys, I think this ties into the line that we've been hearing for the entire duration of the game. And soon night shall fall. Now I always thought, okay, night falls every night. Like, why do I even care about the night falling? Oh, you're gonna want to care about the night falling, okay? Because this is no ordinary night, as SpongeBob said. This is advanced night, okay? This is the type of night that doesn't end, which means we can't just let that be, guys. We got to do something about this one. It seems as though, you see on the map, there are some areas that look pretty dang shadowy, if I do say so myself. We're probably going to want to head that way. So let's start. This one looks like it's centered on the Fell Sun ruins. I'm going to head there first. Ooh, guys, journals. This might be interesting. Okay. I did it, diary. I finally got hired as a scrivener. And for the Delsta Times too. Okay, right off the bat, we know of one scrivener, and I'm pretty sure we heard Delsta Times and their regard at some point. This is probably Ori. All the world's information flows through a newspaper. A river of facts along... Wait a minute, guys, wait. Before I continue reading, because I just had a very scary thought. Why exactly, ask yourself, are we getting a journal from Ori's perspective? Just think of it, just consider for a second, right? Because this entire game, I've just been the tiniest bit suspicious of Ori. I mean, that's just a bit too convenient, Ori. How the freak do you know this nonsense? Explain yourself. Bro, I'm on to Ori. Something's just off about her, bro. Something's just off. You know, you know when something's just off about a person? Like, man, she just always happens to pop up in the perfect places, right where we're gonna be. She always knows what to do, how to help us. It's as though she's guiding us, like she's pulling some strings for us. Are they about to drop a bombshell? Let me just read. Okay. All the world's information flows through a newspaper, a river of facts alongside a paper water wheel, an endless procession of scoop, scoop, scoop. As a journalist, I'll dash about the world investigating, uncovering, and breaking news. What better way for me to carry out my mission? What is your mission? I've thought about this a lot, and everyone has some fact they're hiding. Okay, now we're talking about hiding things. Oh, come on, man, just confirm my beliefs. Vast sums of knowledge locked in noggins the world over. But how to crack open these repositories and acquire those tasty secrets within, that's the rub, of course. As I am now, I doubt that I have the dexterity to pick any of those cranial locks. I was raised in isolation, always out of the loop, hiding quietly on the outskirts of society. There's a positive way to spin that, though. I spent all the time that I wasn't talking to people observing them. Here's what I learned. People let their guard down around cute little animals. A scowling guard captain will play cuddly-coo with an adorable puppy, and soon confess all of his gripes to the precious thing. And so, I will become the puppy. I'll wag my little doggy tail, act the part of a friendly little non-threatening fur ball, and slide right into people's confidences. This isn't looking good, guys. Can we just call a spade a spade? It's not looking good. My brother may be the soaring eagle with his bird's eye view, but I'll be a sharp-eyed hound, keeping my nose to the ground and sniffing out every last detail I can find. We heard about Ori having a brother. When she talked about it, she made it sound quite innocent. But guys, that didn't sound good, okay? That didn't sound... Oh boy, we have more? Oh, I'm gonna have to do a lot of reading, aren't I? I don't know who this is yet. My oldest memory is crimson, a spray of bright red droplets and a harrowing scream, a crowd fleeing in all directions, and enemy soldiers mercilessly cutting down innocents. Some of them even laughed as they did it. Amidst this, I was a stone, still in my tender years. I neither cried nor wept nor cowered, but merely watched the chaos unfold. Being raised in a war-torn land does things to an impressionable mind, and I suppose something had already broken inside me. Is this Mugen, perhaps? I don't know. I would have died that day, cut down like the rest, were it not for my brother. His cunning carved a path for us out of that hellish place. Who is this? My brother is brilliant. So much so that the enemy king spared him if he would serve. Yet despite his genius, despite how shrewd the plans he proposed were in their attempts to avoid bloodshed, the blood always flowed. Humans steal, they kill, they take and they take and they take. Lives, possessions, land, it's the state of our nature, a simple fact of our existence. My brother and I have seen so much together, and we've both reached the same conclusion. The world doesn't deserve to see another dawn. The life of man is nasty, brutish, and ugly. Why not make it short? Is this also Ori? This one just sounded nothing like her. I mean, war-torn land reminds me of Ku. That's the only reason I'm thinking. That guy, I gotta admit, guys, that one perplexes me. I'm not quite sure there. I need her on our side, and I need you to convince her that's a good idea. My brother's face was flushed as he handed me the letter addressed to Rai Mei. Okay, perhaps he'd been in his cups. I didn't need to ask him why he would be celebrating. The fundraising in Montwise was going swimmingly. On my way home, I spotted Hikari. He's the key to everything in Ku. And if our machinations go according to plan, my brother will get what he's after. Okay, for those that don't know, machinations, that word literally means evil schemes, essentially. So, whoever this is from, we know they're not a good guy. Let's see. I doubt Hikari has a clue who I am. Another tactic proposed by Brother Dearest. No prior familiarity with me will help move things along down the line. But though Hikari doesn't know anything about me, I certainly know a lot about him. Hikari has another side to him, a second personality that my brother says was born from his family's cursed lineage. Somewhere in the past, Clan Ku's blood mingled with that of the infamous mage Darkest, sparking a history of war and sacrifice, a more odious bloodline I do not know. That just explains the entire lineage of the kings of Ku. That's your reason right there. Okay, we need something to confirm who this is. This might be it. As I passed Hikari in the street, for a moment I felt as if our eyes met. His gaze was steady and true, just as it was when he was a boy. How had that bright spark in his eyes not dimmed over time? He had seen the same horrors I had, been through the same terrible war. Guys, the only remaining thought that I have is that this might be Mika? What's the freaking dude? Ritsu's sister? My brother's face was flushed as he handed me the letter addressed to Rai Mei. We know that Rai Mei ended up siding with Mugen for a little moment before we convinced her, obviously, what was better. Perhaps he'd been in his cups. On my way home, I spotted Hikari. My brother will get what he's after. I doubt Hikari. Well, okay, maybe this makes it complicated because Hikari obviously knows who Mika is. No prior familiarity. Yeah, I just don't know. Am I supposed to know who that's from? That's so hard. Oh my gosh. Guys, the reason I want so badly to figure out who is writing these journals, and I think all three of those so far were from different people, is because it's going to confirm some people who we think are good guys and that are actually working with the evildoers. This is my prediction, magic, whatever you want to freaking call it. But I think that's what's going to happen, which is why it's so paramount that we figure out who these journals are from. This is bad. Hikari was captured before I had the chance to deliver my brother's letter to Rai Mei. If Hikari is killed, it'll ruin everything. and we'll have to start over from scratch. Clan May calls the fortress of Stormhill its home, coldest place in Celestia, and I hate it. Time is of the essence, yet this frigid blizzard is battering me about like a leaf in the wind. If only I could take 2 steps without being blown 3 back. By the time I finally reached Stormhill, Hikari had already been released. I can only assume he managed to sway Raimei on his own. I handed my overdue missive to one of Raimei's retainers. My overdue missive. Oh, okay. The note, I think that means. Over to Raimei's retainers and quickly put that chilly place behind me. See, this is weird because the first one was clearly Ori, but the last 3 sound like they're from the same person. Let's just keep going. See, and now it's changing. Okay, well, this should be obvious. There's not many people in Oswald's story, okay? Oswald is sentenced to life imprisonment. It took me a moment to process the judge's verdict. I blinked, doubting my ears. What was going on here? He was supposed to be executed, wasn't he? I ran as fast as I could to find Harvey. So this isn't Harvey? I already wrote this one off. I had already assumed. I ran as fast as I could to find Harvey. I should have known that swine had stuffed leaves into the judge's pocket to bribe him into that decision. Why? I want to see the power of my perfected magic. That's his reason, the blighted fool. Pride. Worthless pride. We need the Book of Demons complete. What if Oswald somehow finds a way to interfere? When I gave my report to my brother, he simply said, "Just watch the spectacle unfold." Apparently, my brother had already taken Harvey's massive ego into account when he made his contract with the man. If that's the case, then I suppose this isn't a problem after all. Regardless, I should hurry and gather what information I can about Frigid Isle. So that started to sound like Ori again. Ori, you know what? And the other journals talked about like laying low, gathering information. Let me just see. A fragment of a certain scrivener's. They're all fragments? No way, these are all from Ori. But they, guys, yep, this is the key. They all talk about this my brother character. That one does, which is consistent with the first. This one does, which is consistent with the first and second. And yes, okay, this is this person's brother speaking to her, which we assume is Ori, I guess? So this is whoever Ori's brother is, whoever the freak that is, saying, I need her, Raimei, on our side. And I need you, Ori, to convince her that's a good idea. Now I know who this is. And it would make, guys, it checks out. It checks out, guys. I doubt Hikari has a clue who I am. Right? Journal 4. He was captured. Ori would have finally reached Stormhill, couldn't do anything about it, handed the note to one of Raimei's retainers. I don't know if that's going to come back or not, but that's quite interesting. And then this one. Ori's there in the courtroom. She's observing all of this. I'm onto it now. I'm onto it now. Oh, we got a freaking ton of them. Okay. I concealed myself among the chattering students and slipped into Harvey's lecture. The Book of Demons is nearly complete, so he was in a jovial mood. When I saw my chance, I gave Harvey the news. Oswald had tried to escape Frigid Isle and died in the attempt. I thought the news would throw his high spirits off a cliff, but instead he just started giggling. It was creepy. When he finally settled down, he merely said, I need to prepare for my guest's arrival, and vanished back into his laboratory, humming cheerfully all the while. It's like he thinks Oswald is alive. Is Oswald alive? It can't be. And yet, if so, then he will come here to find Harvey and seek his vengeance. Wait, this could be perfect. I doubt Harvey will honor our agreement and hand over the Book of Demons without a fuss. If I can set those two against each other, it might create the perfect opportunity to slip in and swipe the book. I wonder if my brother had predicted this too. And he almost certainly did. I can tell you that much, Ori. Who would have thought, man? Really, Ori? Okay. Harvey has left for Duskruin Shrine. The remains of Archmage Darkest will provide the final piece that Harvey needs. The Book of Demons will soon be complete. I found a nice cozy place to conceal myself, and sure enough, Oswald showed up. Just as predicted, the two fought it out, and I was able to retrieve the Book of Demons. In the wake of their battle, there was one surprise, however. Harvey escaped alive. What was that bright flash of magic? A glimpse of a force that made dwarf even that of the Book of Demons. That girl, does she have some special power within her? And we already know that she does. Okay, we're building on it. Oswald entrusted the girl to his assistant before setting off on a journey. Like Alpates, guys, who we did learn about more in the Cross Paths. To sum it up for you real super quick, Alpates is named after Alpates, who I guess was put into this realm by Elfric, I think, to like be the conduit between humans and gods. Yeah. And so Alpates is part of that clan of people. She has a mission, and that mission is to protect this mirror that we have now. I don't know if the mirror is special, but we have it. Okay, there you go. Like Alpates, the blood of the Lumina family runs in Elena's veins. Well, there you go. That's why Elena's so special. She's related to Alpates. That's good to know. I'll need to continue monitoring her to watch for suspicious signs. Day after day, Elena sits at her desk and pours herself into her studies. A diligent girl, I suppose, but I am curious as to why her brow sometimes wrinkles and she cradles her head in her hands. Still, her eyes are bright and her gaze seemingly set on some happy goal far off in the distance. A marked difference from when I saw her in Harvey's company. There was only worry and fear in her eyes then. My heart nearly left out of my throat when I heard the assistant's voice suddenly ring out behind me. "Can I help you, miss?" I immediately turned and tried to distract and dissemble with my tried and true cover story. "Can I interest you in a newspaper subscription?" She smiled then, eyes warm, but I sensed a keen suspicion burning deep within those friendly eyes. I will not underestimate her again. No one else has ever noticed me when I didn't want to be found. I'll need to abandon my surveillance. Too risky. Besides, I've seen nothing suspect in all the time I've watched Elena. Might as well move on to more important matters. This is Ori for sure. This is Ori. Guys, I just don't know how I call these things, but I just do. I just do, bro. Ori just felt suspicious. Let's keep going. Well, here I am in Candlebrine, where it is that I can find someone who has the lost pages of the Book of Night's original manuscript. Caldina, captain of the Sacred Guard, seems to be moving as Arcanet predicted and assembling the pages. Have we heard the name Arcanet before? Arcanet. I'm going to remember that one because it sounds extremely evil. I'm sure she's going to be an important character. There's a potential problem, however. A nosy inquisitor named Temenos seems to have caught wind of all this. Arcanet has her eye on him, but I can only pray he doesn't make any problems for us. I'll need to be careful not to draw his attention too. The Book of Night is close to being fully restored. Once it is, I'll need to move quickly to retrieve it and fulfill my mission. Allying myself with Arcanet was merely the easiest means to that end. My brother did tell me to be wary of her, however. He was quite forceful about it. I wonder why. Oh, I never noticed that. But in one story, there's the Book of Demons, and in another, there's the Book of Night. I genuinely never noticed that, but that seems to... there's probably going to be 4 books, just as there are 4 torches. That is my guess thus far. Caldina, captain of the Sacred Guard, is driven by a lust for vengeance. To achieve that end, she seeks to make the power of the shadow her own. And with the restored Book of Night in hand, she set out for the Twilight Shrine. Her naive dream of avenging her people will never become reality. Why, you ask, dear diary? Because the rite Arcanet taught her is purposely flawed. Oh my gosh. So there I was, hiding in the shadows of the Twilight Shrine and waiting for the perfect opportunity. Lo and behold, Caldina's rite went awry, and she transformed into a most hideous form. It was planned that her transformation would be botched? That's crazy. Okay, let's keep going. No one told me I'd have to deal with some horrible monster. This is above my pay grade. Luckily, I had no need to fear. That Temenos showed up and handled the Caldina problem for me. I suppose Arcanet was behind his well-timed arrival. What a puppet master. Bravo. I finally understand why my brother warned me to keep an eye on her. I slipped down to the ritual site after Temenos made his exit and retrieved the Book of Night. All that's left is to combine it with the Book of Demons, and we'll be able to complete the Dark Blood Grimoire. This is crazy to me. So as we were completing these characters' stories, in the background, we were actually putting the puzzle pieces together to align the stars and give these big bads, whoever they are, the exact tools that they need to do, I guess, what they're doing now, which we kind of still don't even know what that is. Here I am, grand old Timberrain, just in time for the coronation ceremony. Word on the street is that an apothecary named Trousseau is going to rain on the parade with a storm infused with shadow energy. His goal, and I quote, is to extend a hand to save all in need. What a nice notion. Let's rewind the clock. It was 1 year ago that Trousseau lost hope in the future and started down his path. He was out gathering medicinal herbs when he stumbled into Lost Seed. There, he met Claude, who gave him the Book of Night. Claude originally had the book, huh? Claude was disappointed with the encounter, it seems. He had swayed Trousseau to his side, but couldn't persuade an apothecary in the man's company. With a regretful sigh, he told me that this other apothecary's eyes were filled with a motherly strength, deep wells of kindness that belied a sense of fierce determination. What was her name again? Ah, yes, Cassie. She stopped Trousseau, saw the people of Timberrain to safety, and even dealt with the poison rain. As if that wasn't enough, she also managed to mix up medicine that could combat the shadow on the spot. Claude's intuition was right. Cassie is someone to keep an eye on. My brother will need to know that we have another dangerous potential wrench in our plans. Oh, this is so much reading, guys. Oh my gosh. I met a merchant today in Clockbank, an honest fellow with laughing eyes named Particio. He's boasted that he'll rustle up 80 billion leaves and buy the right to the steam engine from its current owner, Mr. Rock. Then he'll give the technology away to everyone. When pressed on why, he said, things like this should be shared with the whole world. Particio confuses me. If I can borrow that ruthless Rock's words, it is human nature to take from others and give unto oneself. Despite his noble declarations, I'm sure Particio will prove himself no different from the other slime. Greed and self-interest will win out in the end. They always do. Still, I'm vaguely curious as to how his story will play out. I'll follow this Particio, though I'll keep my expectations low. Placing your faith in others only gets you betrayed in the end. It's Ori, bro. You might as well just drop the My Diary stuff. Just refer to yourself by your own name. My brother made a deal with Harvey. Here we go. Craft the Book of Demons, an evil tome said to be imbued with the magic of Darkest himself. Why, you ask? Well, dear diary, because we need it to restore the lost Dark Blood Grimoire. We heard about that earlier. The rub here is that neither my brilliant brother nor even Claude knows how to make this tome. Thus, the need for Harvey. The one thing my brother does know is that the remains of Darkest are a key component. When I shared that vital tidbit, Harvey smiled. That's all I needed. It sounds like he was already most of the way there. He's a valuable asset, so we'll do everything we can to assist him. Harvey has an unhealthy obsession with a scholar named Oswald. No, let's call it what it is, a severe inferiority complex. Harvey told me he'd gladly give up the Dawn if it meant he could best the man. We let Harvey read the Book of Night in order to pull him into our intrigues, but honestly, I think it wasn't necessary. That bottomless well of envy in his gut, properly manipulated, would likely have been motivation enough. Besides, I don't trust him. No normal person can fathom that twisted mind of his. Particio's gone and done it. He has gone and done it. He's humbled Rock and actually wrested the rights to the steam engine from that greedy tycoon. Still, that's nothing compared to what he did next. He actually gave it away, just as he said he would. Things like this should be shared with the whole world. He's lived up to that grandiose statement and then some. The heat of this passion even melted Rock's icy heart, and I didn't think the desert sun was hot enough to do that. So, taking a step back, what Particio did is impossible, unimaginable, inconceivable. I've observed countless people in my time, and to date, every one of them is motivated to varying degrees by self-interest. People are always willing to step on others to achieve their own interests, but Particio? Is he truly different? Is he someone who can at last transform this dark, ugly world into something wonderful? What do you think, brother? Welcome to my humble castle. That was how he greeted me when I arrived in Lost Seed, before he took me on a casual stroll through that rotting mausoleum of a town. I struggled not to gag on the stench of death and decay, all while him smiling and breathing deep as if taking in the airs of a tranquil mountain meadow. This ghastly man's name is Claude, and he is the descendant of the infamous Archmage Darkest. Claude is the descendant of Darkest. It is said that his notorious grandfather gave him a taste of the blood of the malevolent god of darkness, Vyse. Let's just drop that freaking bombshell. Frighteningly enough, while he was still in the womb, as a result, the man is blessed with eternal youth. That's how he... What the heck? With the blood of Darkest and Vyse within his veins, Claude's fate was to become the Dark God's vessel. And yet, he rejected this destiny and instead chose to pass that honor onto his offspring. For our part, we don't care who the vessel is, just that we have one. Claude, however, seems to have preferences in the matter. Preferences? Huh. The man sired countless children with countless women and set his I've never seen that word in my life. Progeny at each other's throats. To the bloody victor goes the ultimate spoils. I shivered as he looked me up and down, his eyes seeming to pierce my very soul. It was as if he was seeking to plant a murderous seed inside me too. Bro, this dude Claude is out here. Oh my gosh, he sees a living, breathing thing and he wants to... Oh god, let's not even start, guys. Let's not go down that path. When he handed me the Darkblood staff, he told me that the woman who stole it for him has a lot of potential. His words, "My purpose and lost seed fulfilled, I hurried out of there. I can't wait to hand the staff over to Arcanette and let her handle the cathedral's sacred flame." So Ori's still working with Arcanette. Handle the cathedral's sacred flame. That would be the grand, the big flame that we saw get snuffed out. It was the last one that happened to, I'm pretty sure. Dear Diary, today I met with Petrichor. Who are all these people? That guy, oh god, come on game. Like you can't drop this many people at once. Like you're just gonna start confusing me. Wait a minute, wait. But I can't remember. Did we confirm that or not? Now all of a sudden I feel like I've heard that name before. Today I met with Petrichor. I'm sure. I don't know what episode it was in. I don't know whose chapter it was and which chapter it is. But I know we've heard that name at least once. It's familiar to me, and I don't know why I would have ever heard that name before. And in my mind, it is connotated with the Dark Hunter. Like they're tied together. I'm pretty sure we've heard this name before. Anyways, today I met with Petrichor, the woman known only as the Dark Hunter. I had introduced her to Professor Harvey several years ago at Arcanette's request. She was talkative today and had this to say. I met Arcanette when I was young, and it was then that I swore myself to her service. Ever since, I have hunted for her and her alone, even slaying the legendary monster known as the Guardian of the First Flame at her behest. Sometimes I hunted people too, like the time I came to possess the Darkblood bow. Once again, my lady has use of me, and so I shall gladly obey. I nodded along. When she was finally finished, she showed me a monster. This beast, which she had captured on Totohaha, looked out at me with eyes filled with loathing for all that walked on this earth. I asked her what it was, and she told me the result of years of brutal conditioning and a healthy dose of Harvey's science for good measure. The result? An abomination crafted through repeated and horrifying experiments. I nodded again. A soul this steeped in despair would surely prove to be a great source of power. It seems that leaving the flame of Totohaha in her care should prove no issue. They are talking about Mahina the Owl. You recall in that episode I wasn't too happy with Mahina, or the Malama Owl, the Malama Owl. I don't know how you pronounce that name. I wasn't too happy with it because I'm like, who tortured you? It wasn't me, so why are you mad at me? But this explains it. The thing was thrown to Harvey's care. Obviously, Harvey's not a very nice guy. Tortured the freaking thing. I have a bit more sympathy now because that is kind of disturbing. Unfortunate, to be sure. Hold on, wait, whoa. No, not yet. Hold on, let me get this first. I can't believe it. How did Particio turn that economic desert of a town into a hopping commercial hub? That business idea of his was inspired. I must admit that I must admit that watching Elrond's department store come to life woke something warm inside me. I told Particio that the world's filled with people groaning under the weight of 1,000 problems. It's fresh ideas like this that bring a ray of joy into troubled lives. For once, I really truly meant what I said. I should never have poured my heart out in public like that. I suppose my declaration was proof that he's cracked my emotional defenses and convinced me to believe in him. In my defense, he's really something else. Before I knew it, I was promising to help. Truth is, I'm excited to see what magic he'll pull out of his Particio hat next. Guess what, dear diary? This is the first time I've ever helped someone for something that wasn't directly related to my mission. Let me stop for a moment and also appreciate the fact that he convinced the Elrond to invest 80 billion leaves in him. 80 billion. The question is, will Particio prove to be a man of his integrity? Will he really use those leaves to help the world and not just to line his own pockets? Just a little bit longer. Only a bit, mind. I find myself needing to see what he does next. Dang, might the malicious, malignant Ori be turned to the good side? There's surely not. There's no way, right? This is Alephin the Scholar King. Let the mirror shine and kindle a fire in your heart. Wait, the mirror? We have a mirror. Sacred flame has been doused. Perhaps it could be rekindled with something. Okay, yes. And they're saying use the mirror. Guys, this is the mirror from the, no way. Oh my gosh, guys. The mirror. This is crazy. The two gods gazed up. Oh, I'm dumb. Might this work? The two gods gaze upon the sacred flame's dais. What do you want me to do? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. I literally had to look it up. Now I just feel stupid. I was wondering why only this one was glowing. I thought maybe Oswald had to stand in front of it, use the mirror. Well, I guess I forgot this one existed because it's Befelgan the Trader, which obviously Particio the Merchant would have to be in our party. As we put him in, it starts glowing. I bet you now. Oh, look at it. It's popping way off. It wasn't shining this much before. The mirror reflects the memories of the sacred flame. Look at her. Look at her.
Now what have we got here? A sacred flame? Here of all places? Have I stumbled upon a scoop once again? Why, I believe I have.
Ori, man, this is jacked up. Why, Ori?
I'm glad that's done. There's no need to keep up this cloying facade. To wear the mask of a chipper, unflappable scrivener. No. Now I bring an end to this dark, wretched world. To liberate its people from their pain, their suffering, and their hatred. Just like I swore to you, brother. Together, we will usher in the night. I kept a close eye on the travelers, all while my allies and I worked behind the scenes. Until at last, I found the book I sought. The Dark Blood Grimoire. With it, I will smother the sacred flames, that they will never again light the way for the dawn. I offer this gift of blood. May the flames turn cold and dark.
Oh my gosh. Whoa now. Like, don't go and die.
Mortals. Gods. Who was it that drew the line between them? The blessed? The accursed? Us? Them? Particio. Would that we had never met. I'm sorry, brother.
Stop. Don't. Just don't, bro. Okay, she didn't disappear. I just don't want her to die. Because it seems like Ori is like coming around. Like, guys, we've called him good guy Particio the whole playthrough. He's such a good guy that he can turn an evil entity to the good side. You cannot, guys, you could not have written this any better in a movie. I just so happen to start calling him good guy Particio because he's a good guy. I didn't think the good guy Particio would play into it that much. I just hope Ori's okay. Like, I'm sure she's caused a lot of death, destruction, and corruption. But I mean, I don't know, like, selfishly, I still want her to see the light. Like, you know, come to the good side. I really do, man. Ooh. Ori's fate. Ori. Oh no, they're talking about Ori's fate. Are they gonna confirm that she died? I heard from an apothecary in town. A woman was found collapsed near the sacred flame and brought there for treatment. Ooh, brown hair, wore cap. Yep. She regained consciousness. She simply vanished? That's Ori. What saved her? Her wounds fell just short of being fatal. Beautiful. That's all I wanted to hear. She must have changed her mind just in the nick of time. She saw the worth in walking toward the dawn. Well, I can hazard a guess as to why she hesitated. I believe it was the thoughts of you that saved her life. Don't be ridiculous. Like, I'm not a Peticio. See, he same as me. But just where did she wander off to? That's what I want to know. Journey isn't over. Wow, Oswald. Same old Oswald, man. Well, that's one flame down. Oh my goodness, look at the map. Guys, I'm probably gonna have to break this up into multiple episodes. That was so much reading. I don't know if the other ones are gonna like have this much reading, but that was an astronomical amount of reading.